Sit back, don't breathe, hope this works. Okay. Hello, everybody. What is happening? It's BigJackFilms here. Welcome to another live stream. I am missing the mark on these. I'm not doing these as much as I should be, but anybody who's coming in, welcome, welcome. We don't have many viewers yet, but we'll have some in a sec. I'm sure of it. We're going to spend the next hour or so just kind of talking about stuff, doing some questions and answers and stuff, but we'll wait till you guys come in. We'll wait till we get a bit of a crowd here. Wait till we get some comments, but yeah, just decided to finally get these back up and running after the season finale's done, but yeah, there we go. So I'm just gonna wait. Hello, Luca Shilles. I can't pronounce you. Hello, Goji Fan of 5. Hello, Adi Hala. Hello, Anthony Sarkis. Welcome you guys to the live stream. So yeah, I haven't done one of these in a while. Hi, John Marston. Good to see you. Yeah, I haven't been doing these because part 3 had to take so much time, and I really appreciate the patience you guys have had all year waiting for the final chapter. It was one hell of a ride, I can tell you that. I can easily say it was one of my biggest productions, probably the biggest production we had to date. But for the next hour or so, we're just going to shoot the shit, try to get back into the swing of a weekly schedule. We're going to be answering some questions. Most notably, if you guys have any questions about the finale, about the story, and what you can expect for the next season, don't ask when. We're going to lay down a couple of ground rules first and foremost before we get started. I hope Osiris is available in the chat. I hope I got your name right this time because he has been doing a marvelous job monitoring these streams for us. But a couple of rules before we get started, because I know you guys, it's been so long since I've done a live stream. You guys have probably 20,000 questions, requests, and whatnot. So we're just going to lay some ground rules. First and foremost, no requests right now, because we're slowly taking a bit of a break because this finale was just so massive and exhausting. In fact, we're kind of still shooting. We're still shooting right now, season 8, very slowly. I can't say a release date. I can't say when. That's why with the teasers you see now in production, because I don't want to get any hype up. I don't want to get any hype of release and getting people saying, when can we expect the next episode? So please do not request anything. We've already have a set schedule of episodes we're going to work on, and then, you know, a couple other things. So the main priorities are getting back to the Kong reviews, the new set of Jurassic Park, as you saw in the teaser last Sunday. We've got a couple extra episodes, the Star Wars prequels. Those are all on the schedule, including a Patreon request that we've been long overdue to deliver, which was wonderfully generous of one of our viewers who actually sent us money to actually get this Patreon stuff going. So yeah, it's just good to see you guys. So first and foremost, no requests right now. I don't want to see, I hate to call people up and some people are like, can you review this? Can you review that? Can you review this and that? None of that right now. Rule number 2, keep the questions. If you answer it past 3 times, we're going to have to not answer it and ignore you. We don't want to be like mean guys, but like we don't want to just always get the request questions. Rule number 3, keep it civil. Keep it, you know, in the comments, in the conversation in the chat. Would really appreciate that. And other than that, just sit back, relax. So, just a couple things to just bring up. First and foremost, again, thank you guys so much for sticking around for the big finale. This was a undertaking. I can easily say it was the biggest production I have ever tackled. Just in comparison, Kong, the fan film remake I did, was 6 years and $4,000 to produce out of my own pocket money. This is twice that. This cost me, Ready Player One, $8,000. It took me a long time to put together. I was making it during a pandemic as well, mind you. Like, I was actually we didn't get back to really shooting it until last year, but in terms of just editing the piece, it was going on during the pandemic. So it was something I was doing on the side. It took me a while to put together. And it actually took less time than Kong did, and it cost double the budget. So I was under a lot of stress. I was under a lot of just like pressure. There were times I wanted to quit. There was times I didn't want to do it, but I pushed through, and I didn't matter what the circumstances. I was going to get this done for you guys. So I have a huge, gracious thank you to all of you for not just watching it, and also, if you guys want, let us know your opinions in the comments. Not just that, just thanks for 10 years. Like, I've been doing my show for 10 years. That's insane. When I did it, it was back when I was making Kong and I needed something to do on the side. So I did a retort to Monster Madness Godzilla Thong, and then it ended up being like just completely just something I was not expecting. And now it's my job. And now it's something I love to do. And, it gives me an excuse to make the movies I want to make. I think that's the best part about the show. It gives me an excuse to make fan films and the films I actually do want to make. So that's all great. So one thing I will say in terms of questions that we will definitely answer, any questions regarding the episode, the whole Ready Player One, regarding the cast, regarding the making of, regarding, storylines. If you have any questions about the plot that you want answered, we'll try to answer them. And a lot of that's really appreciated. So let's get to some questions very quickly. A lot of it, again, is requests about Jurassic Park 30th anniversary. Are you going to do Dominion? Yes. If you guys, let's go for this. What can we expect for the next Jurassic series? So I did put out the production teaser for the Legacy reviews. We are going into it. We're going to try to get it out at the end of the year. That's when you could maybe expect the next season to start, is around the fall. Because we're going to basically do what's called a block, where we're going to film a bulk load of episodes and then try to release them week by week, is sort of going to be the plan. Instead of just, doing an episode every month, which is just so draining on me, that I'm trying a new strategy. One of the things now that I'm after 10 years is that you got to kind of change the plan a little bit and change the trajectory and how you do things, because the pandemic really did change a lot. So we're going to do these episodes in bulks. In fact, we're shooting some stuff for Jurassic Park today here at the studio, and we're actually Saturday going to be filming some stuff for the episode. I can't say what, but it's a big part of this production. I will say for sure, in terms of just what you can expect, if you saw the teaser, we're going to be covering the Michael Crichton novels, the two novels, Lost World and Jurassic Park, the original novels. We're going to be tackling Camp Cretaceous, which I am slowly watching. We're going to be tackling the two short films, Battle at Big Rock and the prologue to Dominion, which I know that shouldn't count because it's part of the extended cut. I haven't fully seen the extended cut, so I'm going to be looking to that, and Dominion will be that. But in terms of just this set of reviews, I'm going to be pretty much saying this is the final chapter of the Legacy reviews. This will be the last set of the series, only because, one, I don't know what the future of the franchise is going to entail in terms of... I know it's the 30th anniversary this year. In fact, I would have said leave Dominion to this release this year, but they didn't because they had to make a deadline. But I know it's the 30th anniversary, but I think after this set of episodes of Jurassic Park, I'm pretty good with the franchise. I'm pretty good. I've had my time on with the movies, and I want to move on to other stuff. I definitely do want to move forward with maybe other dinosaur movies, maybe some other stuff that I've been kind of tinkering at reviewing. So that is a given in terms of Jurassic Park. These are going to be the final 4 chapters. And on top of it being, the reviews of this stuff, of what's left, essentially, it's also going to be a storyline. There's going to be a post Ready Player One storyline, which I'll give you sort of a rundown what it entails without doing too many spoilers. It's basically, my character has been invited by InGen to see a brand new island that they've opened. That's the new Jurassic Park. And the whole time I'm thinking, guys, you've been doing this for 6 fucking movies and 30 goddamn years trying to make this happen. And every time it doesn't work. So the whole time is my character sort of having doubts now about this being a thing. And maybe even losing faith in the franchise. So that's sort of the storyline you can expect for the series. Yes, there's going to be dinosaurs and little adventures on the island. And the one thing I will say in terms of the dinosaurs this time, we're going much more practical. I can't say how, but you will see much more practical dinosaurs in this one than any of the other Legacy reviews that we've done in the past. So definitely look forward to that. I'm really excited to see what this entails. We're shooting as we go along. We're trying to use up the summer to as many days as we can, because we're shooting so many episodes of different genres all throughout the next few months. So I'm going to be a little bit busy and a little bit, packed, but you'll get to see something great. We just got a super chat, which, by the way, if you want to advance yourself, definitely send a super chat. Really appreciate it, guys. Super Michael 98, thank you so much for that $2. Wish I could join your productions. I mean, the best way you could support us, man, the best way you could join is to go to our Patreon and support us here and so on, because your contributions actually do help fund future episodes. And that, if anything, is a big part of our productions. We want to get more with our Patreons now because the Patreons are awesome. You guys are incredible. So thank you so much, Super Michael 98. Oh, this is a good question for Wayne Smith. Are there any deleted scenes from the season finale? If so, why were they cut? Very good question. So, there are a couple of jokes that were cut. There were a couple of sequences that we wanted to get a couple cameos on that were cut. The two I can actually say that were cut, unfortunately, just because they unfortunately didn't get the time to do them. Like, I got an email from them saying, hey, we can't do it. One was RaisorBlade, because his channel has completely picked up, which congratulations to him. Kudos to him. His channel's just skyrocketing. He's doing such a marvelous job, but, you know, he's now got sponsors, and he has to put out episodes week by week. So kudos to him. I'm glad he's doing really well. And he was supposed to cameo, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. And the other one was actually, I can finally let this out of the bag. We were trying to get James in for another cameo appearance in part 3. If you watch the episode and you see where I talk about why wasn't there a Ready Player One game, we had this whole setup where the nerd would make another appearance as a cameo in the game room. And, you know, I would be like, okay, nerd, what do you want this time? And the nerd would be like, well, care to explain why Bowser is just shitting on my front lawn? And we were going to shoot a little shot of Bowser doing that. Unfortunately, James has been very busy, so he could not make it to do a cameo. And we were supposed to actually go see him this coming week, I think, at Too Many Games in Pennsylvania. We were actually going to travel down, but unfortunately money has been extremely tight, so we're unable to make it. But we do want to like hang out with him soon in the future. It's just times are tough. And there is one convention I cannot guarantee if I'm going to be going or not, but I'm going to make an actual effort to go. I won't say what until I make an official announcement. Don't even guess in the comments. But I do want to try to go to more U.S. conventions and meet the fans. I had such a good time when I was at South Carolina Comic-Con and even Universal Studios seeing fans. It was absolutely amazing. But yeah, there's just a lot of that was cut. There were a couple of jokes that were cut, mostly one because of pacing, and two because the effects didn't look good, or three, really just some of the jokes we were looking at was like, oh, this is like, we were coming up with ideas and we were just like, okay, that's funny, but it's not going to be funny for everybody. There was one joke in particular in part 2 regarding time travel. I'm like, it's funny, but I know not many people are going to like that, so we cut that. So there is some stuff that was trimmed. We actually did plan at one point, early stage of the production, to have more dealing with the pirate fleets. And one of the ones that was going to be the Jolly Roger with Captain Hook and Peter Pan. Now, we had set up in, unfortunately, part 1, a plot hole where we see the Sword of Pan removed from the log that was established in the Hook episode because Peter was supposed to show up. Now, because of time constraints, we never got a chance to shoot that. However, we're going to make that still part of the storyline when we get to a review down the line that's going to explain some stuff. We actually came up with a really cool idea that any extra material we wanted to add to that battle, we're going to do in flashbacks, very similar to what the Disney Plus Star Wars shows do, where they always expand on Order 66, which I think is a brilliant idea, to expand the storyline by adding more stuff in later that explains little plot holes and everything. So we're going to kind of do the same thing where, like, the battle's going to be our Order 66. We're going to go back to that a few times, and there's some storylines that are going to pick up from that are going to affect later on in the future. So thank you for such a great question. Hey, GTS Born, good to see you. I think the studio should take a hiatus for Jurassic Park. Yeah, I agree. And plus, I don't want to keep making these. I actually do want to stop at some point. So before we get on to, oh wow, holy shit! Hang on. We got another super chat. Wow. Okay. $20 from the Jay the Real McCoy. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Just came in after you said something about a request, so I didn't hear what it was said. But first, your Ready Player One video was super job, bro. That's superb. Thank you so much. That was a real effort. 2, have you ever seen Superhero Bowl? If not, Love to hear your take. Superhero Bowl, I don't know what that is actually. Oh God, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I don't think I've ever heard of that, Jay. That's something I don't know. You'd have to link me on like Twitter or something, and I'll take a look at it if you want. But yeah, just thank you so much for your compliments on Ready Player One. It was absolutely incredible. It was a really fun job, and huge thanks to the cast and crew. I know we want to get a Q&A with them actually this week, but everybody's been a little busy and schedules are a little tight. And on top of that, I mean, we just had a really bad fire up here in Canada, which, by the way, to my U.S. Viewers, as a Canadian, I apologize. We are all about that. But yeah, they were pretty devastating, and they've left us pretty, a little bit kind of occupied. So that's been a factor. Don't worry, guys. I'm safe. I am absolutely safe. It has not affected my area. I'm good, but it was bad. The fact that it covered the entire East Coast is unbelievable. I've seen the pictures from New York, and it looks like Blade Runner. I'm like, wow. I'm surprised not many filmmakers took advantage of that, because there's just some gorgeous visuals there. So again, thank you so much, J. Brian McCord, for that. Let's see here. Loved Huey's cameo. Thank you. Yeah, Huey was great. I just asked him to see if he wanted to come in, and I wanted to actually fill in some stuff with Issac. There were some ideas we bounced off on. When I saw Issac's Batman Returns review, and I saw that his cat liked Catwoman, I'm like, oh, I'm going to give Issac a treat. He's going to love this. Favorite moments from both Jurassic Park books? Good question. I think my favorite moment from the first book is definitely Nedry's death, because it is much more graphic, and it makes me think, God, I know I don't want a remake, but I want them to give Jurassic Park the It treatment, because, man, the book deserves it. I really feel bad for Michael Crichton and his estate, that they're really shafted from creating the story. It's all about Steven Spielberg and Universal, but it's never about Michael Crichton, and that sucks. I feel really bad for him. That's why we're going to give him a spotlight in the first episode. We're going to really give Michael Crichton his dues. I know you're scared of sharks, but do you know they pervade a healthy ocean ecosystem? Yeah, look, I am not scared of them. I love sharks. Don't get me wrong. I love sharks. They're beautiful creatures. They're amazing. I just don't want to encounter one, especially a great white, because I will shit in the ocean. Because I am like Jaws. Well, not this one, not Jaws 19, but Jaws, to this day, is one of the scariest films I've ever seen in my life. I saw that as a kid. It traumatized me. I've been on the ride, and I've watched the movie countless times. I just watched it recently on Laserdisc. I have the Laserdisc now. Looks great, by the way. But yeah, I like sharks. I like oceanographic stuff. But when it comes to the creatures, you put me near one, I'm like, nope. Big fat nope. Okay. A little minor spoiler of what I want to plan at some point in a couple years, but I'm thinking about taking a visit to Martha's Vineyard in 2025. Now, the reason why, that will be Jaws' 50th anniversary. And part of me is thinking, this comes around once in a while. I want to make a trip to where they film the movies. I think that would be really cool if I went to see, and maybe I'll do a video at some point. Maybe I'll bring back Jaws month simultaneously. One of the things I definitely want to talk about in more detail in an episode, it's not really on the schedule, but at some point, is talking about the ride at Universal Studios Florida and just the history of it. Because I want to talk about more about the rides at Universal, and any chance I can do that, I will. Like, I've got a Halloween episode that I'm kind of hoping to put out this year, and we're going to do another top 10 list, because I did like doing that, but it does at one point discuss one of the old attractions. I can't say what, but you'll see that at some point. Let's see here. Peter Pan and Captain Hook are enemies. Yeah, I know. We got plans for that at some point. Wow. Oh my god. We got another one. We got another super chat. Holy crap, guys! Thank you so much. Super Michael 98. Where the hell are you? I can't find. I'm like Taylor Leone in Jurassic Park 3. I can't see him. Here's to a new subject for your review. You should review the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and also a review of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Okay, so that is definitely something I want to do. I want to cover the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I have an idea of what I want to do with it. Because look, I've always wanted to make a pirate movie. That's been a childhood dream, is to make a swashbuckler, a classic swashbuckler. And I think the Pirates of the Caribbean movies would give me a niche to do that. I think what I'm going to ultimately do is wait to see what happens with the next film, if they ever do it. Once it starts rolling in production, I'll start thinking, okay, let's actually do it. And let's have it come out at the same time the new movie comes out. Good promotional marketing. But I do have a story that involves some of the characters from the films, most notably Jack Sparrow, and my interaction with them. The one joke I'm thinking of is just everybody's like, Jack! And it's just like, yes. And then Jack's like, yes. Like just something on that level. Sort of like Toy Story 2, where it's like, Buzz! Yes, yes. Just something on that level I think would be really funny. Just two Jacks on a ship. And I think just great chemistry and writing there. But we do have an idea. We just don't have a script. We don't have a story. But we want to wait to see where, like, there's a rule I have when it comes to rumored movies in production. I don't believe it's happening until the cameras roll. Once I start seeing the cameras roll on the next Pirates of the Caribbean is when I'll say, okay, guys, we got to make this Pirates movie stat. That's got to go on the schedule next. But we do have ideas, and there's going to be a thing with like Captain Hook and stuff in a future episode that we might hint at that. We might hint that the Pirates movies will be covered someday. There's no when or how, but it may be someday. So thank you so much, Super Michael, once again for that super chat. All of this is really appreciated, guys. Holy crap. Let's see here. I'm going to answer one more question, and then we're going to do something really cool here. What's your opinion on YouTuber Jack Anthony Edwins from Terror Drum 3000? I've seen some of his stuff. I think he's actually really cool. I think he's got some very informative ideas. Great ideas, great concepts, great videos. I like what he does there. Oh, and Dean's here. Hello, Dean. If you guys don't know, Dean was in Ready Player One with IndiFan. He's going to start his own show soon, so definitely go subscribe to him, support him. I'm always looking after the little guys, so please do so. Anyway, so what we're going to do now, before we get another super chat, hopefully, is we're going to, one more question here. Shin, have I seen the trailer for the Skull Island anime? Yes. Am I hyped? Yes. Do I think they're finally doing something good with an animated series? Yes. Because King Kong plus anime equals orgasm. I'm so happy with that. In fact, what we might do is, much like the Inuyasha vlogs, we're probably going to do a vlog series first and foremost to get our first impressions of the show. And we will for sure put that on the Kong review schedule at some point. But right now, what we're working on in terms of Kong reviews, I guess I could say a little bit of what we're going to do. The Kong reviews are going to open up the next season. They're going to be the first set of episodes we got. We got 5 brand new episodes in the works, in production. And this is going to be a very interesting, very informative set of episodes. I think you guys are really going to like it. We're going all the way right back to the original film. Gives us a chance to talk about those more. But you're going to see something really cool with those. And I can't say what exactly, but when you see it, you're going to be like, okay, I'm in for this shit. But it's going to be really, really fun. So anyway, a little cool thing we're going to do before we answer any more questions. We're going to do some fan mail. Yeah, we finally got some fan mail. Now, I have opened some stuff off camera on the side whenever I got them. There was a lot of fan art sent to me. There was a lot of letters sent to me, and I do read them when I can, and I do appreciate it. But we're actually going to try to get these back up and going again. We have 2 packages, which I love the package stuff. If you guys want to mail us stuff, whether it be gifts, donations, movies, if you want to donate us a Blu-ray or DVD, a video game, which is whatever you want, you can so at this address, BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville, Ontario, L0G1R0. Really appreciate it. We'll put a link after in the description. I think it's in the description still on this video. But we really do appreciate the fan mail we get. We know we want to open up more. We not only want to do fan mail in terms of just like getting the show back up and running and do more of those in terms of just physical fan mail. We want to start reading comments. We want to maybe read some hate comments. We got some ideas, but we're slowly getting back into the swing of things. It's just this finale took a lot out of me. The last season was such a massive undertaking. It's why I had to take a break for a bit in terms of just basic videos. So with that said, let's get a little knife. Kids, remember, ask your parents' permission before using it. This one is interesting. This comes from Canfield, Ohio. Okay, so I think Ohio. It's OH, right? I don't know much about state initials. If OH is Ohio, let me know. From what I saw, Hugh Tumor, from what I saw, the official trailer, I'm afraid that the anime Kong series will just... Okay, well, You know what? Hey, it beats the fucking Rankin Bass. It beats Kong King of the Apes. Nothing is worse than King of the Apes. There's just nothing worse than that. I'm wanting to put my expectations on this one because it's King Kong and anime, and I'm happy with that. So I can't wait for your Phantom Menace review. I can play Boss Nass and do the head shake. That'd be funny, Henry Mockingbird. We're actually, it's funny. We're working on the prequels right now, and out of all of them, the Phantom Menace is the most complete. We are right now on episodes 2 and 3. So let's see what we got here. We have a letter from Sammy Turok. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh my God. It's like, and no, not all of them say do not open until 1985. Which, funny enough, I do actually have a replica of the letter from Back to the Future. Where is it? This. I do actually have a replica of the thing. So, from the cafe, which is pretty cool. It does have the letter in it. It's not taped up, though. All right, let's see. I just don't want to rip anything. I have a hard time opening this stuff, which is fun. Hi, Token Pump Productions. Good to see you. We're just opening some fan mail. Good to see you. Hi, Joe Elliott. Good to see you. We're just opening fan mail. Let's see here. Something worse than Kong King of the Apes. And yeah, King of the Lost World. That's worse. Okay, so let's read this letter. Okay, I gotta get my game face on. Dear BigJackFilms, my name is Sammy, but I'm pretty sure you've heard of me before from your live streams and comments on your videos. I'm a really big fan of your work and videos, mostly your King Kong video reviews and non-Kong ones like Jurassic Park and Mummy Month. Thank you. Mummy Month was really fun to put together. And the first video I saw was your Kong review of King Clunk. I love every single one of them, and each one of them is extremely good and hilarious. Like it. A lot of my likes. And after watching the fan mail videos, I can see that a lot of other people, not just me, love you and your work, and they like to send some gifts to you. So I decided to send something and buy some of the other NECA Kong figures in your house, since I heard that you would like to have one with the airplane and pterodactyl with it. So I went to my local Target store and found them, but unfortunately I couldn't find any of them. But then I went to my local exchange store, which, if you don't know, is a store that sells video games, vintage toys, movies, and books, and albums, and I found something there that's better than the NECA ones, and that's the... No way, Sam, come on! The SH Monster Arts Kong figure. What? Wow! What? Oh my God, dude! What the? It's the HMS art. Okay, so for those who don't know, I'll get back to the letter in a sec. These things are so articulated and detailed, right? I can't afford these things. These things are so crazily rare, hard to get, expensive. But Sam, come on, bro. Thank you so much. Really appreciate this. I'm probably going to open this either after or whatever. I've never had a figure arts in my life. This is nuts. I love this. This is going to go right on the Kong shelf. Oh, my God. Wow. That's crazy. Let's see what else. Let's see. So then I bought along with some other things like the original 1993 Mario movie and Television games by Wolf Among Us. After I brought that home, I decided to write down this note and tell you how I got it, and I hope you enjoy it. I love it, man. Also, just wanted to let you know that I eventually will become a filmmaker in Hollywood, and I'm going to make a remake of King Kong. Try to have you star in it, playing one of the sailors. Oh, man, if you get the money, if you get the money, count me in. If you get the funding, good luck to you. And shoot down one of the costs from building. Just like how you almost are going to appear in a cameo of Godzilla vs. Kong before you and the angry video game were cut from the film. That is a story I do like to tell, that we were both kind of going to make cameos in Godzilla vs. Kong, but at the time, they couldn't afford a flight to get me to Australia, and then James was busy with his kids, so there's that. Love, one of your biggest fans, Sammy Turok. Also, there's 4 questions I want to ask for you. What are your thoughts on She-Hulk? I'm not a big Marvel guy. I only pay attention to Spider-Man. I've so lost track of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and plus, I don't really have Disney Plus, so I don't really watch those shows often. So I could really care less about She-Hulk. I've heard nothing but bad things. Question number 2. How do you think the CG in Marvel movies has gotten now? It's average. It's just there. It's not really special effects anymore. It's just part of the story. Question number 3. Since your review Jurassic World Dominion, the 2 original Jurassic Park novels and Camp Cretaceous are on the final set of the Legacy reviews. I was wondering if you would do a collaboration with Keaton Ferrodi on them. Also, you talk about Telltale Games. I know of Clayton, and I don't even know if he knows I exist. I love his Jurassic Park videos. He's like probably next to Jurassic Collectibles, the go-to Jurassic Park guy on YouTube. So I don't know if he even knows I exist, but if he ever reached out to me, I'd love to have him available and have him like be on as a cameo or whatnot. Question number 4. How come you did some of your other fan mails and some of your live streams and not as actual videos? It's really just my time. It's really just, fatigue, the fact that I can get really exhausted. And I had been sitting on what I'm going to be doing with my channel for a bit because, the finale and the season had to come first. So I am planning to bring this back. It's like, okay, if the fan mail gets this crazy, I will keep doing it. I would love to do more unboxing videos. Guys, just send me fan mail shit. It'd be awesome. And on a bit of a side note, when I asked you what was one of the worst Canadian cartoons of all time, and you thought Caillou because, well, who wouldn't? Everyone hates that bald little asshole. Yep. And I was wondering if people just hate the show in general, or Caillou himself. Okay, the show when it started, because I was there when it started on Teletoon, and by the way, Teletoon's gone. That makes me sad. When it started, it was okay, but I think the fact that Caillou just never fucking matured, he never really learned jack shit, and he just stayed a permanent baby, made the show very annoying, very deteriorating, and we were just done with it. And he's such a bad role model for kids to act as. Terrible role model. Absolute garbage. I love the fact that Family Guy finally said enough of this shit. Let's make fun of it. Also, I had just had my birthday on February. I just turned 14. Happy birthday! Thank you so much, Sammy, for this figure arts Kong figure. I'm looking forward to opening this. You can see it in the back. Like, that is some beautiful sculptures. I've never had one of these before because I kind of wanted the Peter Jackson one, but I could never really find one. If SH Figure Arts makes a 76 figure, I might get that. If NECA or either one makes a 76 figure, I will be so hyped for that. So thank you so much for that. Let's just get a couple of things here. Today is my birthday of the revealed Wilbert Ivory. Oh shit, we lost the comments. Where'd the comments go? No, where's the chat? Where's the chat? Okay, there we go. Okay, got it. Of the series 2, he died in 1997. I'm on 86. Okay, so I just want to say to the Thomas fans out there who have been asking me time and time again to do the final George Carlin reacts. It's on the list. It's on the to-do list. And after that, I'm kind of done. I'm not going to do anymore. Unless they ring in views, I just don't want this to be a Thomas channel. I don't want this to be like too much off track. Pun intended. I would say this. I have been tinkering somewhat of reviewing stuff that from my childhood as a little side episode here and there and just being more informative. I've considered at some point, if there is a demand for it, to talk about Thomas and the Magic Railroad, because I did see that movie in cinemas. That was sort of my last hurrah for it. I like how it's consistent with Shining Time because that's what I grew up with. I thought about talking about it because it does have an interesting behind-the-scenes history and informative stuff. Now, do I do a storyline with it? I don't know what I would do with it. I'd have to sit on it and think about it if I really want to go down that rabbit hole. It's the same thing with The Land Before Time. I want to talk about the first one, but I know then all of a sudden the comments are going to be like, talk about the sequels, and that would just be such an undertaking. I really would only want to talk about the first one. And I'll say this, after watching Huey Tumore's review and really kind of sitting on this particular one, part of me has been thinking about talking about The Little Engine That Could from like 1992. Because I grew up with that. I had the VHS. The VHS is gone. But that tape stayed with me for a long time. I feel like if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to dig up research. I'm going to maybe see if I can reach out to people who worked on it. I know it's on Laserdisc, and part of me just wants to buy it on Laserdisc if I ever talk about it. It's a maybe. A lot of that's a maybe. I don't want the Thomas fans to flood me and ask me to review everything. That's not happening. I'm just doing a taste of my take. I'll say this. I plan one of the episodes, obviously you saw the teaser for season 8, that we're going to talk about is Batman Mask of the Phantasm, not just for its 30th anniversary, but also for in memory of Kevin Conroy, who passed away last year. And that's going to give me a chance to check off the list talking about Batman the Animated Series, which I love to death. I love the animated series. So it's going to give me a chance to talk about it. So in terms of just if I did something with Thomas, it would be the movie, the theatrical film, and talking about my history with the show, and that's it. Not reviewing every single episode, not doing other movies. It would just be me talking about the movie and gives me a chance to discuss that part of my life. But that's it. I know I have to lay those ground rules pretty strict, but yeah, that's what is happening. Let's see here. How do I okay, there we go. Okay, so let's get to the second piece of packaging. Now, what's interesting about this one, this is massive. What the hell is this? What is this? I don't know what the hell this is, but it's from our boy from Sweden, our fan from Sweden, who has been making excellent merchandise of our show. It's security. Okay, so I don't know what the hell is in here. I am scared to know what the hell is in here. Oh, God. Thoughts on Prehistoric Planet? I've never really fully watched it. It's not... there's so many dinosaur things I can't keep track, so I only stick to the stuff I actually like. I want to see that David Attenborough documentary, because I've heard it's actually really good. Yeah, I know. It's a big chicken wing. I'll feed it to King Kong. Okay, I'm actually... Oh, my God. Is this guy serious? Did he seriously send me this shit? No fucking way. No way he sent me this. Okay. This is... Yo! Okay, I know exactly what this is. And you know what, guys? I kind of need one of these. This is beautiful. Whoa! Okay. Okay. I'm in. What the... Oh, there's 2 packages in here. Holy crap. Oh, you guys are going to like what I have here. This is taking me a bit to cut open. My God. My God. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. Oh, jeez, there's more. There's more. Oh, my God, there's a package. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, okay, read me first. Read me first. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Our boy from Sweden. This guy's awesome. Love this guy. He sends me some cool shit. Again, guys, if you guys want to go send us fan mail, in the description, you'll see our address, BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville, Ontario, L02100. We appreciate gifts, donations. And this, stuff like this will help the show. This will actually really make the show worth more. This will actually really help us out. I'm actually really excited to show what's in here. I've already seen it. And I'm just like, no way. Oh my God. This thing is a nightmare. By the way, if I have a little bit of a burp, kind of indigestion, it's because I just got out of McDonald's. And I just got brand new glasses for the show, too. So brand new glasses that are going to be consistent with the series. So, yeah, they actually fit really well. I got a new prescription. Okay. What do we got here? Holy crap. Hey, Jack, I would like to thank you for your YouTube videos, for creativity and inspiration to anybody who would like to make projects videos from your inspired by your videos. That's my biggest goal, is to inspire people. If I can just basically say, hey, kids, you want to make a movie? You don't need all this high-tech stuff to make it. Just make it with whatever you got. Videos. My favorite part of your reviews is when you have the items in the background, like my custom merch and Easter eggs. Yeah, I like to do that to kind of just say as a thank you to the fans. Anyway, here's some gifts I'll give to you from this prop that you can show, and some other stuff. So take care of it. It's yours now. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this from your Swedish fan, Carl. Carl, man, I love this. I've been tempted to get one of these because I kind of need these for Stunts reasons. Stunt stuff. So what he has sent us, I love this shit, because this is going to be good for a stunt prop. I know you guys in the chat are so hyped up. The suspense, this is terrible. I hope it lasts, as Willy Wonka would say. You know, I should cover that movie. I should cover the original Wonka. That'd be fun. I like that movie. That or the Tom and Jerry one. Not the Tim Burton one. That one's okay, but not my cup of tea. Oh, God. Yes, I know about the new Willy Wonka. So what he has sent us is... I love this. He even made the fucking... It is a foam version of Narsil, Undreal the Flame of the West. And now for those who don't know, this is the sword that is used as the sword of light in my show. Now, the one I actually have is steel, like it's cold steel. And this one is foam. Now, when I do stunts where I have to jump on stuff, I'm always concerned I'm going to break the sword. Or I'm going to or hurt myself, because that thing's sharp. In Mummy Month, you never might have noticed, but I cut myself a few times with that sword. So, for those who don't know, in the film industry, when you have actors do stunts with weapons, they have what's called a stunt sword or a stunt prop, which is made of foam. So when they're jumping around and stuff, you know, if you're like getting hit, it's like, ooh, you know, you don't hurt yourself. It's foam. So this is going to come in handy. But the guy went as far as to add the ribbon, the freaking strand that I use. For those who don't know why the strand is there on my sword, they're actually supposed to be ragged pieces of Kikyo's kimono that during a previous story she had used to heal one of my wounds and wrap it up. So I kept that. It's sort of like William Wallace in Braveheart, where he keeps the little, you know, flower thing with the little wrappings. But he did not have to go into this much detail, but I freaking love it. Man, that is awesome. It's foam, so this is going to be good for stunts. Thank you so much, Carl, for this. This is absolutely gorgeous. I've been needing to pick one of these up, but you just saved me so much. This will come in handy. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, my God, the gifts. My heart. Oh, my God, but there's one more thing he sent us. Another box. A couple things, actually. Holy crap. What is this? All right, what do we got? Okay, so there's two figures here. Whoa, hold on. What? Hang on. Oh, my God. Stop. Oh, my God. This is great. He wraps them so nicely. And I'm taking so long. I'm so sorry, guys. It's like Christmas or Christmas in June. And by the way, guys, I'm actually going to go see The Flash on Sunday. So you'll see my thoughts later on that week. Okay, what do we got? Come on, you bugger. So we have, oh my God, that, wow! Yeah, oh my God! I haven't seen this shit since I was a kid. The legs came off, but it's a Nightwing / Robin figure by Kenner from Batman and Robin. I actually used to have a crap ton of these toys when I was a kid. So this is lovely. This will probably go well with my BigJackFilms action figures. Like, and he's got a little stand for it. I could probably fix that. It kind of just came off. But, wow. That's so neat. I love that. And there's another figure. There's two figures, actually. This one. Okay, I kind of like this because I actually used to have a ton of these. So this will go on my little glass shelf. Oh, God. Again, I love... Kudos to Carl for wrapping these so fucking well. Oh, my God. It is Christmas right now. Thank you so much to the fans. It's got a stand. It's... Hey, look, Manny. It's Frodo Baggins. It's a Frodo figure from the Lord of the Rings. And I actually used to have a ton of these action figures when the movie came out. I actually did think I used to have this figure. But what's cool is that these are great action figures when the movie came out. And this is from Return of the King when he's in Shelob's lair. I love this. These are beautiful. Thank you so much. Love that. And then we got one more package, which I already love it, Carl. I already freaking love it. My dude, you did not have to go this freaking hard. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Now, I don't normally buy these things. I just bought one in Anime North, which was cool. But I don't buy these because they're like Pogs or like Pokemon cards. I do think they're kind of pointless unless they're like something I really want. But this one I'm actually okay with. It's a pop vinyl. The Funko Pop. It's Inuyasha. I love this. It's the Inuyasha Funko Pop. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Now, the reason I said I bought a Funko Pop at Anime North, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me go grab her. Because, yes, I did buy one. I did buy a Funko Pop. And this is perfect. I had Kikyo. I bought this at Anime North. It's absolutely gorgeous. But now I got Inuyasha. That is so freaking cute. This is going to probably go in my next review, which movie 4 is next. And this is going to go proudly on my vlogs. Oh, my God. I got to open them up. No, Jack. It's worth more in the box. I don't care, nerds. I don't care. No, it's worth more in the box. What are you doing? Stop. God. Wow. Hang on. My God, my dude. Wow. Okay, that's beautiful. That's actually really gorgeous. Holy smokes. Wow. Okay, let's get this fucker on here. I never buy these, so the stands are kind of weird. But there he is. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. I just want to say to my fans who send me this stuff, this week's been a little rough for me. So this brings my spirits up. Thank you so much. That's all our mail this week. Again, thank you so much to all the wonderful people who sent us all these amazing gifts and stuff. And these are going to come in handy for future episodes, especially the sword. This is going to come in handy in the future because I need this for props and shit like that. This is great. But again, thank you so much. If you guys want to send us fan mail, just again, BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville, Ontario, L0G100. We really appreciate it. If you bring us more, we'll do more of these unboxings. My hair is terrible. I appreciate it. But anyway, we have a little time still, so let's get to more questions. Again, keep the questions simple. No big requests. No asking the question multiple times. And, super chats are welcome and so on. So, yeah, let's go. Let's see here. What's your favorite part of the history that you like to learn about? Mostly how ideas come about and mostly just what it takes to make it. Those are the type of pieces of history, especially film history, that I love to do. Hey, Jack, what's that room in the background with what looks like drawings? You mean this side? Okay, so that's the kitchen. That's the cooking area, the catering department, but that's where I pin up all my fan art. All the fan art you guys send, I do pin up there. Someday when this place is a bit more tidy, I do want to do a room tour, but right now I'm just kind of, keeping it simple. Mr. SpongeBob Plush. Hello, Jack. I'm going to start my King Kong fan film, King Kong 40 Years Later, inspired by the 76 remake. It's going to take place in Las Vegas or Los Angeles. Oh, interesting take. Okay, I'm looking forward to see what you do there. Is it going to be animated? Is it going to be stop motion? How do you plan to go about it? I am curious to see how that takes off. Awesome. Shin Godzilla 17. Have you ever watched Studio Ghibli's Nausicaa Valley of the Wind? That's one I still haven't watched yet. I'm slowly getting into the Miyazaki movies. I love Spirited Away. I love Howl's Moving Castle. I love Little Nemo. I know people don't count that as a Ghibli movie, but I don't care. Have you watched Godzilla 1998, the American Ape movie? Yeah, I think it's okay. I don't think it's as bad as people made it out to be. Is it Godzilla? No. But is it a decent movie? Oh, yeah. How powerful are you, Jack, in your story videos lore? Okay, so this is a very good question. I like these type of questions about the show's storyline. So my character, if you go back to the Legend review, is sort of the start of it that kind of sets up the premise of the essence of good and evil. And that they have transcended time, space, universes, worlds for eons, infinity. And now it's just sort of reaching a point in this series. And my character sort of has three separate beings within them. There's the version of me that just reviews movies. There's the Eldorian, which is the one that kind of was manifested through traveling through the fictional multiverses, gathering all these powers, gathering all these techniques. And then there's the essence of good, the spiritual essence of good that has resonated. And they're split into sort of three things, three entities. And that's sort of why my character can still kick ass. Like, he's still vulnerable. He's more vulnerable in his emotional ways of weakening him than he is his power. And that kind of coincides with essentially the people he cares about, which this next season, I'll just say a minor spoiler about season 8. Things are going to get dark. Things are going to get dark. So if people ask me, like, where are you in the bouts of the story of your show? Let's just say Ready Player One was the end of Goblet of Fire. And we are about to reach Order of the Phoenix. So that gives you sort of a way of how things are going right now. So Order of the Phoenix, a lot of stuff happens. And that's sort of where we're going to be going from that point. So there's that. Killer Croc is a bad guy from Gotham City. Hey, Jack, I was planning to make a mini Kong remake that takes place over the Dublin, Ireland. So expect a lot of carnage and alcohol. I'm working with a Kong puppet as I'm watching this. Oh, awesome, John Marston. I want to see how that goes. I want to see the Irish King Kong, laddie. I want Captain Inglehorn to be Can we make Captain Inglehorn a Scotsman? I just want to say, too, John, I am actually, something I want to talk about at some point is Braveheart. Because, one, I love that movie. And two, I actually do have, if you saw my top 10 favorite movies, have Scottish heritage down there. So at some point, I got to come down to Scotland at some point. I've never been out of this continent, out of the North American continent. Never been. But I would love to someday. Hawaii is where they made Jurassic Park. I want to go to Kauai, actually. That's another thing. How would you feel about a Batman multiverse movie? I heard we're kind of getting that with The Flash. So I don't want to say anything, but if you're expecting No Way Home, I don't think we're ever going to get that. Leave all the Batmans in their separate timelines. You should do filming locations for Bangladesh. So go all the way to Bangladesh? I don't even know if I'd ever be able to find where they shot this stuff. If I went to Bangladesh, I would just not come. I don't know if I'd ever return. I'd probably be dead. I don't know. I don't know what the country's like down there. Hello, I'm John Marco from Walking with Jurassic King. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Didn't they make Inglehorn Scottish in the Mighty Kong? Kind of, but it was more stereotypical. I'm talking make him like just pure fucking drunk. I don't know. Since you said your character is strong and worthy of power of Thor's hammer. Okay, so here's the thing. He can pick up Thor's hammer. He cannot wield it. That's what I'll say. He can pick it up and he can wield it. And it's a mini replica, so it's easier to pick up. Could he pick up actual Mjolnir and Stormbreaker? Probably not. There are some weapons that he cannot touch. Like, okay, he cannot wield Tetsaga. He cannot wield what is it? Fuck, I just had it. Mjolnir and stuff. He can't wield those weapons. The reason he picks Narsil is mostly because of just critical taste. Because for me, this is my favorite film sword. So therefore, it's going to become my main true form for the Sword of Light. I would say, I actually thought of at some point what would be cool is if I ever cover Excalibur, the 80s film, and do something with Arthurian stuff within my show, I would love to see this take on Excalibur. That would be awesome. Because, my version of Excalibur mostly stems from the look from the movie Excalibur, plus Quest for Camelot. The way they did Excalibur in Quest for Camelot was actually really cool. What was your trip like in Mexico when you were there? Oh, good question, great man. For those who don't know, I went to Cancun, Mexico back in 2012. This was 10 years ago. And I went with my family. We went to the Grand Esmeralda Resort, beautiful resort. There was like 5 or 6 pools and little tables and stuff. There was one by the ocean even. And what was great about me down there was that I could be outside by the the catering area, sitting on a bench, writing my scripts on my laptop, go take a swim, come out of the pool, maybe get some little tacos, free food, free ice cream, free drinks, and I could sit down, write again, rinse, repeat. For me, that was almost paradise. It was so beautiful going to Cancun. I didn't see the Mayan pyramids, but we did go on a jungle excursion, and that's where I actually we went to the cave diving into the caves you could actually swim in, and they're like underground. We went zip lining, dirt biking. Never did dirt biking, never rode one. I actually did really good at it. It was really great. It was absolutely incredible. And then one of the things we did was there's these big pools. So like, in Cog 76 when Jessica Lange falls into that pool when she's getting cleaned off. It's like that, but you can choose between the 50-foot jump or the 100-foot jump. I was dumb and I chose the 100-foot jump because I had to grow a set of balls. And I remember Robin Williams once talking to a guy who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, and he asked him, how was it? And the guy said, halfway down, I thought it was a bad idea. And halfway down, I lost momentum and I got really hurt. I mean, it wasn't like critical or anything. It was just I was sore for a couple of days, and it was crazy. And then you go into the marketplace. This is the crazy part. I'm looking for this photo. I can't find it. I'm asking my family and stuff if there's any evidence of this anywhere. But when we went, I had gone through the marketplace. And there's people with like animals and stuff. Like you'll be chilling and stuff. You could go like get your feet like kind of fixed up from like little fishes that'll eat the skin off your feet, which is really healthy and stuff. It's really cool. And then you'd be walking around, get a fruit or something. Then a freaking monkey will go on your back. You'd be like, oh, hello. That's terrifying. So yes, I've had a monkey on my back. I look like Marion C. Cooper. But then I'd be walking around, and I feel something really soft kind of nudge against my leg. And I look down, and there's a white tiger cub. I'm not kidding. White tiger cub on my leg. And my first reaction was not, oh, kitty. My first reaction was, where the fuck's mom? Because I don't want to die. So what happened was that it was part of their zoo. They bring the animals out to the public. They do take very good care of them. It's not one of those black market Tiger King animal bullshit. The person who had the tiger cub was extremely nice. And he said, oh, the tiger likes you. Do you want to pet him and stuff? I'm like, oh yeah, if it's cool. It's like no charge. He's like, oh, no charge. So there I am, spending like a half hour with a white tiger cub. And and I got to pick it up. It was like, okay, best way I could describe holding a white tiger cub. Think like the softest, fluffiest cat, but he weighs like 3 times the amount you would of a heavy cat. It was a heavy cat. It was a heavy kitty. But yeah, like I got to know this. Like I've worked with a few wild animals in my day. I have hung out with white tiger cubs. I've done stuff with alligators. I've had a python, a big 10-foot python, like nudge on me. They're like house cats almost. I've had my fair share of wildlife adventures. Like, I mean, hell, I've ridden an elephant. I rode an elephant when I was like 5. That's terrifying. So if you guys are wondering, like, man, how much stuff have you done? I've done a lot. It's just never been seen. Someday I'll show more of my life. But yes, I have ridden an elephant. I have, swept around with a couple of alligators. I have pet a white tiger cub, and I've had monkeys on my back. So I gotta get more into that. I love doing wildlife stuff. That shit's fun. Especially if I can get it on camera. That's the best part. I feel like a real life Cooper. So thank you so much for asking that question about Mexico. That took a while to talk about. Let's see. Are you excited for the upcoming King Kong fan film like Huey Two Moors? Yes, I am. In fact, I'm helping out with that. I'm going to help promote it. I might be a part of it. I'm really looking forward to see what he does there. And I want to see his comeback on his show. I can't wait for him to come back. And plus, guys, please go support Huey Two Moor. Go support his Patreon. Get him back up on his feet. I want to see him come back. Let's see. You should review Ed Wood, directed by Tim Burton. That's a great movie. Yeah, I agree. It's a great film. I love that one. There's part of me who wants to do a whole, like, movies about the making of movies that I really like, because there's a couple of great ones. I watched Manatee recently. Great movie. Great movie. Loved that. Probably my favorite John Landis film. Or not John Landis, Joe Dante. Let's see here. What do you think of the Skull Island trailer? I'm really excited for that. I want to see what that turns out. Let's see here. For the film, Kong will be done stop motion with the NECA figures, and I'll also have a new set of characters, and miniature sets will be done by green screen, cardboard, backgrounds, and buildings. Awesome. A little tip for you, man. Definitely use plastic trees and like stuff you get at the dollar store, because those do help in detail. Use fake moss. When I did Kong, my remake, some of the miniature trees that we used for the dinosaurs because I actually own the original Kenner Endor Ewok playset, and those come in handy for big trees. So if you find something like that, definitely use those. Are you excited for Adult Swim Superman anime, and have you watched Fast X? I've never watched any Fast and Furious films, and I'm interested to see what they do with Superman there. What if Inuyasha met Clifford? I don't want to think of that idea. Look, I read a fan fiction eons ago about them meeting Family Guy, and it was one of the most cringiest pieces of writing I've ever seen in my life. Do you plan to see The Flash soon? I'm planning to see it Sunday. And I'm going to try to see if he wants to be a part of the opening night, but I might have Kyle with me, Kyle McDonald, who is our Indiana Jones, which I want to just bring up too. For those who don't know, Kyle's just one of the most amazingly talented people I've worked with in my career. Great director, great showman. I worked with him on the Conan opera, taught me more about like fight choreography. Great, wonderful guy. An amazing Indiana Jones. Man, I want to work with him on another one of those someday, another short film. But what was really cool about Kyle is, and most people don't know this, he's actually a voice actor, like an anime voice actor, legitimately anime. He has worked previously on Beyblade and Bakugan. And I don't know if he's done Beat 'em On, but he's done a couple of animes, because some animes are dubbed here in Toronto. One of the nicest people I've ever met, and I've never, bear in mind, I have watched Beyblade, I've never watched Bakugan, but he is a really cool guy and a really good guy on tips for voice acting. So there you go. I'm working with some of the big leagues now, but Kyle is amazing. Really talented guy. Which King Kong movie should I make as a fan film? King Kong versus Frankenstein or the unmade Peter Jackson sequels? I'm curious to see what people would do with the unmade Peter Jackson sequels, so I would say go with that. I made a new video on history of dinosaur movies. Awesome. Awesome, Curtis. Will you ever write a live-action Sailor Moon film? That's a really good question. Okay, so Epic Films 2006. I love that name, by the way. It's so retro. God, I feel old. But to the point, what it was with Sailor Moon, at some point, yeah, I would love to do a Sailor Moon thing on my show. But you might actually see that with the Star Wars prequel trilogy. So I've already posted it on Instagram and stuff a while ago. But we have an amazingly talented YouTuber and actress in our midst for the season named Lita is Juno. She is on Twitch. She is on social media. And I'm not kidding when I say she has done not just the best Sailor Jupiter cosplay I have ever seen in my life, but she's like the character in the flesh. It's kind of terrifying, but also amazing. One of the best actresses I've had the pleasure with working with, and she is going to be our Senator Amidala for the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Not Padme entirely, just that character part of the story. And what you see Jupiter do in this is going to be absolutely incredible. I think you guys are really going to like what she does. We're working with, here's the thing I will say that I really like doing now. I like actually bringing a bit more of the female demographic into the series and not just letting it be a whole sausage fest. You know, having a bit more of a female demographic actually does add more to the series. So for those who saw that, if you see from the thumbnail, you know, that double buddy waifu power thing, which that was fun to write. That was fun to do. And kudos to Alana and Hinachi for playing their roles respectively, because they worked off each other fantastic. And it was just cool to get a bit of that girl power in there, because you know what? Look, I'm all for equality in this planet, and just having the whole thing be a sausage fest was just, you're not going to get a whole audience. So I think bringing in a female demographic was necessary to kind of bring in more of an audience. And and the fact that I can do that, yeah, let's go for it. It was sort of my Avengers Endgame where you have all the female superheroes team up, which people said that was cringe and terrible. That was one of the few times I'm like, that was awesome. That was needed. That was needed so the girls could have something to be aspired to. So kudos to them. I loved that shit. Hey, BigJackFilms, random question. What was your proposal that you basically turned yourself into a Saiyan Hulk of sort? Proposal that you were basically turned into something. Okay, so basically the Were Kong thing, if that's what you're thinking. That just kind of stemmed from the fact that, like, I was so mad at the Kong King of the Apes Netflix show that I just got so mad I turned into a giant girl and started wrecking shit. But then I made it part of a crucial plot line where, it's sort of like this curse. I'm like a werewolf. And so I go to Yokai Academy to go kind of control that, and I meet all the Rosario Vampire group and everything, which we're going to plan some stuff on that end as well to kind of tell some stories there. But I like the fact that it's now where I have some self-control of it, and I'm able to use it for good, which is awesome. So there's that. Great Man says, going to watch Primal. If I had time, I will. I'm thinking of making videos, but I haven't found my style or what to cover first yet. I mean, there's definitely genres. If you're planning to do reviews, I'm looking at your profile. Why don't you cover Mortal Kombat? Why don't you do something with video games? There's plenty of those to go around. So video games would be a good start. Maybe video game movies. Maybe talk about the first Mortal Kombat. There's some ideas for you. I actually want to see. Someday, I would love to see a video essay on my content. Like, I know everybody talks about Channel Awesome. Everybody talks about Nostalgia Critic or The Nerd. I'm waiting for my turn because I'm now the fact that I'm basically essentially that guy with the glasses canon is like, where's my whole thing? Because I did my own To Boldly Flee, and I had some fun with that. So it'd be cool to be like, oh, somebody brings up the lore of my show, which would be hilarious. I would laugh at that. Started watching you back in 2019, 2020 with your King Kong reviews. My favorite reviews you did was the Lost Japanese movies. Yeah, a lot of people do praise the third season, which was in 2017. And what I love about doing this next set of 5-part Kong episodes is that we're going to go back to basics a bit, and it's going to be much in the style of the opening of that season with those Lost Kong episodes. We're going to do more of that, and the tone is what we're going for because we really want to bring back that dynamic of old school Kong stuff in the next set of episodes. All right, good to see you, Curtis. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you have a good lunch. Michael Keaton versus Ben Affleck. Both. I like both equal. I like both pretty good. They're all really good. Have I seen Across the Spider-Verse? Not yet. I plan to. I also have to finish up seeing the Mario movie. Do you think the Disney Plus King Kong will be canceled and delayed so many years? Again, the rule of thumb is, guys, when you see something in development, is it's not happening until the cameras roll. That's my philosophy, is that you will not see these movies happen until the cameras roll. Like, the fact that they're already planning Ghostbusters 4, and they're already filming in New York, that actually kind of stuns me how quick they got that off the ground. I think because Afterlife did actually extremely well. So it's good to see them continue it. It's good to see them go right into the next one. So do you hate Disney? I very love or hate relationship. When they're good, they're good. When they're corporate, they're awful. When do you need to get Robert De Niro, Kate Winslet, and George Clooney in the same room to talk about Kong 96? That'd be cool if I had the money for it. Hey, bud, a connection with your character have with Moroha since she is Inuyasha's daughter and Inuyasha's stuff. What character will I have? Okay, so in terms of the canonical timeline of my character with the Inuyasha characters is that it stems from a whole story, a series of fan fictions I wrote eons ago that I never finished. And it ended kind of prematurely. So I'm going back and rewriting a lot of it and kind of fitting it into the lore of my show, where my character had been essentially Kikyo's first love interest a year before she acquired the sacred jewel. And he had taught her how to be a priestess, how to have spiritual powers, how to fight, how to shoot an arrow, all that stuff. Then he had to go back and leave. So by the time he does return to that timeline, it's obviously post Yashahime, or at least in between Inuyasha and Yashahime, where there were stories to tell that he did know these characters. He did at one point confuse Kagome as Kikyo. That did not acquire. He eventually there was a moment where Kikyo did get revived to a degree, and he had to keep her safe at some point because Naraku had come back. There was a lot of exploring sort of the Western side of the feudal era. And because my character, through fictional multiverse travel, he's like Samurai Jack, where he never ages. So he had spent years knowing this world. And one of the people he got to know was actually Inuyasha's father. And he was actually, the Eldorian was part of the Battle of Hyoga. He participated in that war on the ground forces. And there's a whole storyline I want to tell, and there is conflict with him and Sesshomaru, which I want to explore. There's a lot of stuff in there that's going to build up on the mythology, which I just got to get that off the ground. I just don't know when. I'm actually going to an Inuyasha shoot in July, so it'll be a good time to get some recruits and come up with some stuff there. So there's that. What are your thoughts about Miss Oh, okay. Oh, should I open this can of worms? Okay, so I'm going to be right up front. I hate him. I don't like him. I think he is very narcissistic. I think he's extremely toxic. And yes, I have made fun of him in the past. If you have seen my last Unicorn review, I take a jab at how he sounds. I have heard nothing but absolutely terrible things about this guy. And look, he was already a biased opinion about the whole nostalgia critic thing, which I don't want to get into that drama. I think overall, like looking at the thing sometime later, it's less of a very dramatic thing that never went to court and more of a, how should I put it? The equivalent of a band breaking up. The band broke up for multiple reasons, and bands break up. Now, I'm friends with a lot of people on multiple sides of it, and I don't like to create conflict on that. I keep that pretty mutual. And essentially, like, Miss Anthropony, I think, was fuming the flames of something that didn't need to be fumed. And there's been a lot of people. There's I think his name's like The Amazing Loli or something, did an amazing retrospective of the whole thing and pretty much narrowed down how much of a mess it was and that there is really no overall decision on this. And so, yeah, that's just sort of my take on the whole thing. It's just, I don't care. Like, I mean, I care, but I also don't care because I'm friends with everybody, and I don't like conflict. I don't like drama. I've dealt with my fair share of toxic people out there in the world, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy to get attached to that. And the fact that this guy had gotten so attached to it, not just on the level of just constantly bringing it up, but also his opinions on some of Doug's videos, I do not agree with. I thought his Sailor Moon review was in terrible taste. I think he was so stuck up on a certain angle of it. And on top of that, he was bringing up stuff that just wasn't true, and, it got ridiculous. And then he kept, okay, look, the whole Last Jedi thing, right? It's not a good movie. It's critically not a good movie. But I'm going to be real with you. People just go on and on and on and on about how horrible it is. And it's like, this is not the Antichrist of filmmaking, guys. It's a movie. It's a part of a series that y'all have been bitching at since the special editions. Calm down. I like it for what it is. Like, is it my favorite Star Wars movie? No. Do I think it has issues? Yes. But does it make me think that, oh my God, my science fiction religion is dead? No, because guess what? I don't take that so goddamn seriously. Like, my Star Wars reviews are kind of canon. I just have them take place 100 years after the events of the Skywalker saga, so I don't fuck up any continuity. The future's open. And do I do stuff that if I was running Lucasfilm, fans would be pissed off at? Oh yeah, big time. Because it wouldn't make any goddamn sense. But do I care? No, I don't. And the fact that Miss Anthropony is just, he goes on and on about it, milking it for everything it's worth. It's kind of pathetic. And then you had to open the can of worms with all the drama he went through. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. If this ends up getting stitched on one of his videos, does it look like I care about his opinion? I really don't. In fact, bring it on. I'd say let him do a whole freaking analysis of my show. I would laugh. That's the thing. There's a great series of guys called I think Reviews or Script Coroners. They're a podcast group. They haven't done a live stream in a while. I'm trying to encourage them to get back into that because they're sort of like EFAP, where they talk about other reviewers and stuff, and their opinions are wrong. And they came across my Star Wars trilogy reviews, and they were ripping into it. But you know what? I could take the heat. I could take the laughter. Like, I laughed. I was actually laughing. And I messaged them. I said, hey, guys, really appreciate it. I could explain some stuff. And now they actually, like what I do, and they've covered a lot of my stuff. It's free promotion on my end. It gets them views. I promote them. It's a win-win scenario. So that's the thing with criticism on my end. And it is something I did take advice from Doug when he was on Double Toasted, is that he said, how hypocritical would it be is that you review people's stuff and rip into them, and yet you can't take a hit when people rip into you. Because, it's like, look, it's criticism. That's a part of being a reviewer. So if people want to rip into my stuff, go ahead. In fact, I'll probably laugh along with you because I can take a sense of humor. I can take the heat. But some of these guys, they just don't. And it's kind of sad that they go on about it and they just do it to milk for the money on YouTube's algorithm. And it's like, do something with your life, guys. Come on. There's some people, like, I even know RaisorBlade goes through a couple of these guys that rip into them and bring up some bullshit. You're like, what the fuck? Now, again, I don't like bringing up drama. I don't like bringing up that controversy because I'm pretty chill about that. And my opinion is I just don't care. Here's my take on any controversy, any drama, all that. And here's the short version. If it's not taken to court, I'm not going to take it seriously. There's my opinion. Any of these controversies, if they're not taken to the courts, I don't care. I won't take it seriously. I won't pay attention to it. And I'll just go about enjoying the people I enjoy. So there's that. Internet drama is just yuck. So there's my whole rant about drama. And yeah, Miss Anthropony, look, there's some stuff he's done that I thought was entertaining, but a lot of it's really toxic drama and all the shit he went through. Sorry, man, you suck. That's all I gotta say. And hope you fix your shit. Anyway, sounds like a certain Lightbringer. Okay, let's not bring that up, guys. Come on, because look, Linkara's a friend of mine. I don't like ripping into him for that. He's been through enough. I feel bad for him. Same here. I actually like Jurassic World Dominion and find it better than Fallen Kingdom. Anyway, let's talk about some more questions because God, that was a lot. Holy crap, that ended on a bit of a woof. Will I do a King Kong review this year or in the future? Yeah, I've got 5 episodes planned, Zayon. I've got 5 episodes in the works that we're going to start filming soon. Which, by the way, I'm probably going to be here for about another half hour, and then I'm going to call it a day because I do have to actually. We have the cast and crew coming in later on today to film some stuff. So there's that. I'm working on a video where SpongeBob and Sonic go to Universal. Oh, are you one of those guys who do the whole commentary through YouTube videos and what is it, the Pooh's Adventures through this or whatever? I heard it's kind of a niche of a sort of a genre of YouTube that's kind of interesting. I think it's actually kind of funny. So, yeah, if you do that, cool for you. I never understood that stuff, but if it's a niche that people like, awesome. Is it me or does Alan in Dominion look like Sean Connery? Oh my God, he kind of does. No, I think it's just, I like the fact that he looks more like Alan in the book, but the Michael Crichton novel, which is cool. Okay, let's just say this. There's some comments here that kind of spoil some stuff later on, so I'm not going to answer those. Okay, where'd you get the Jaws 19 poster? Good question, Luke. I got that poster from this lovely coffee table book. Back to the Future, The Ultimate Visual History, and it comes with a ton of paper-based props, and it's about the making of the movies. I would highly recommend buying this book because it's got a lot of stuff in it that any fan would want. It's got an insight on not just, look at this. It's even got a production staff badge replica from Universal Studios for the ride. It talks about the ride. It's got a cover of George McFly's book. It has photos, so you even have like the this lovely photo of George and Lorraine McFly. So they're all in this. I would highly recommend this book if you can, but that's where I got the Jaws 19 poster, along with the Western Union letter, the high school slip, the photo of Doc and Marty, and the Save the Clock Tower slip. It also did come with the letter that Marty does give to Doc to say not open until 1985. And it comes with my favorite piece, where it's like, after I fell off my toilet, I drew this. Doo-doo, doo-doo, the flux capacitor. But my favorite piece, unfortunately, it got a little ripped up, and I've had to tape it, much like in the movie, is this photo of Marty and his siblings, and it does do the whole erase from existence thing. So I would recommend that book. It's a really cool one, and it's worth picking up. If you're a Back to the Future fan, that's where you can definitely get it. Hold on a second. Okay. So, yeah, thank you for that chat. Again, guys, super chats and stuff, all that stuff is really appreciated. And all these questions are wonderful. Last one, sorry, but what if Disney would do a Wizard of Oz movie that's no Oz the Great and Powerful Return to Oz, but a drawn adaptation of the novel? That'd be interesting. I think the thing is with Wizard of Oz, it's one of those movies where it's almost an unfilmable remake. You can't really remake the movie. Yeah, it's unremakeable. It's up there with Jaws and Back to the Future. Are there any books about the confrontation riot? Oh, that's a good question. There's not much in terms of just literacy books or anything, but I think there's one thing. I think I have one. Hang on a sec. It's only one passage. I'm just gonna move this so I don't I'm already spilling shit. God damn it. There's one book here. This one. This one I'd recommend. Universal Orlando: The Unofficial Story has a lot of insight on the previous Kong attractions, among other old Universal Studio stuff. So if you want it, grab that book. I've got a whole library here of books that whenever I need research, I'll do it. And yeah, if you want to buy that, go look on Amazon. They're all on Amazon. Hope Jaws never gets remade. Yeah, I agree. Would you like the Arrowverse Blu-ray of Legend? Yes, I want that Blu-ray 4K. I want to see that. Let's see. Okay, let's see here. What other things do you like besides movies? I mean, I like books. I do read manga. I read comics. I do like anime. Anime is one of my biggest things. Video games on occasion, depending on the game. I don't play any new video games because I can't afford it. Xbox 360 was my cutoff date for any new games. But I do like some stuff here. I like to cosplay, obviously. There is a lot of stuff on that level. Let's see here. Have I seen the Renfield movie? I want to see it. I just never got a chance to. But I think that's where the dark universe should definitely start. Let's see. Have I seen 12 Angry Men? No, but I've seen 12 Angry Little People by Robot Chicken, and that's hilarious. Are you planning to get the 4K? I want to. I just haven't had time to get it. And I want the King Kong Lives Blu-ray as well. I really want to get those. So is my Kong fan film in your review videos going to do this year? It's on the list, Toon King. Is that the Skull Island one? I did watch it. A quick short version was, I actually was very impressed by what you guys were doing. So I do want to cover it. I just got to find a day to do it. I just haven't had the time. I had the Nintendo Switch 2018. Yeah. My cutoff date was the 360. Have I been to any conventions in California? No, but I have been to LA. I have been to Disneyland. I have been to Universal Studios Hollywood, and that was back in 2010. Or 2011. 2010 or 11. It was it was 2010. It was literally 2 years before Disney bought Lucasfilm. In fact, little secret, which I've never really told people. I've only told a few people. But I have visited Lucasfilm. I did visit Lucasfilm back in 2010. And I got to see their facilities. It was wonderful. Unfortunately, no, George was not there. No shock, nothing there. But I did get a chance to go see what the place looked like, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It was gorgeous back then. I don't know what it's like now, but it was a really beautiful facility. I would love to work there someday if I could. I wouldn't want to be part of the story staff. I'd probably just want to be there in the offices or something, but that was cool. I did visit Lucasfilm. I visit Universal, Disneyland. There's some pretty cool stuff there. Have I seen I've not seen that. I don't know what that is. I'm going to see Ruby Gilman because giant sea monster brawling. Okay, interesting. I was curious, did you read The Lost Film of King Kong by John May? I do have that book. I don't have the second volume. I ordered it and it just never came in. And I was really bummed out. But I do have that book. Let me see if I can pull it. I feel like monstrosities right now going through all my books, all my Kong booklets and stuff. Don't see it here at the moment. Let me pull out some of these because I have ordered a shit ton of Kong books because ever since I did that episode, a lot of people wanted me to order this book and then that book and this and that. So I have them collected. Okay, here we go. I have the first edition and I have the first volume, but I do have this Kong Unmade. I would recommend this book. I did make contributions to it. If you have seen my my Kong book review, I do bring this up that I am in the book. So please go check that out. So there's that. Let's see here. Do you have the King Kong production diary briefcase? Yes, I do. It's hanging up proudly above my Kong collection. I love that box set. I know all the production diaries. If you guys want a simplified version, you don't want to pay a big amount for the box set. It is on the Ultimate Edition Blu-ray, which I would highly recommend. It's got all the special features from previous releases. Funny story, over on Discord, we made a new Jurassic Park reading called Dragon Curve AU, a name because of how Snowball and comments I said. Oh, awesome. Oh, hey! Hang on. Super chat. Rockstar. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Need your take on book version of Parvasol in Ready Player One. Do you think he came off more like an all-internet forum troll than a protagonist in the story? I think he came off more as a troll. I think honestly, look, the books are poorly written. They're not well written. The characters are just very unlikable. And it's one of those instances where I'm glad Steven made changes. Because unlike, say, Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, where he changed stuff that should have been in the movie, Ready Player One was necessary for that. It's the same thing with Lost World. Because I've read both books, and from what I've gathered looking at the book compared to the film, is that Spielberg just looked at the book and read it. He was really excited to read the second chapter, and he's just like, this is shit. Okay, we're just going to adapt the Conan Doyle novel, and we'll add a couple of King Kong elements, so let's go. And I feel bad for Crichton that pretty much the entire second book was pretty much passed off. And he was also under a lot of pressure to do it because of the success of the first movie. So that's unfortunate for Crichton that he never really got to do that. Now, do I have... Oh, I can show it here. It's the same thing with the Jaws by Peter Benchley, which I've also read. The book is much darker. The mayor had ties to the mob. I think Brody's wife was actually cheating with Hooper. And all that stuff was trimmed out for the movie. But again, it doesn't deteriorate from the film adaptations. But Ready Player One, those changes were needed because the books are just trash written. And the author says he wrote it for Spielberg. Yeah, bullshit. So thank you so much, Rockstar Man, for that awesome super chat. I mean, those are appreciated. What was the inspiration to do the Kong reviews? It basically was a retort to James Rolfe's Cinemassacre Monster Madness Godzilla-thon. I wanted to do the Kong-a-thon, and then funny enough, Season 3, I did my Kong reviews of the Lost movies, and then James was doing Kong-a-thon simultaneously. And what was really cool about that was James had actually reached out to me and said, hey, when I was doing my Kong-a-thon, your videos came up, and I saw what you were doing, and I think what you're doing is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. So I think that's where we started connecting. He is one of the nicest people I've had a chance to work with. I want justice for River Raft segment and JP. Yeah, I want that too. In fact, you know what? Might do something with that. Let me think about that because we're still doing some rewrites as we shoot. I've never read the book, so I'm glad Steven is there. Something better, I guess. Yeah, the books are poorly written. The second book, because one of the biggest criticisms of the first book was, oh, it's just like it's just like sort of online. So the author doubled down on those, and it's just so annoying. Okay, thumbs up, thank you. Who Framed Roger Rabbit was very similar, so much so the author said it was better. Yeah, there's sometimes where the adaptation's better in translation. I mean, like, I've read The Hobbit, and I'll just say I like the Hobbit novel more than the movies. The movies are still entertaining, but the book is just a much more structured story. Whereas Lord of the Rings, I got through like the first 12 pages of Fellowship, and I was completely lost. And I just turned it off, and I've never fully read the books by Tolkien. But I love the lore. I love the movies. And that, to me, is the closest I'm getting to getting more into the lore of Lord of the Rings. I don't know anything about Gil-galad and the Spear of something, or, you know, like the like, I don't know if there's like something called Gilgandar, or like there's so much of this shit I can't keep up anymore. So I just stick to the basic formula of Lord of the Rings. How are the Last Unicorn and Legend connected in your universe, since the unicorns don't have the same strong emotions? Interesting question, Martin Conspiracy. So it's not necessarily when my character gets flashbacks to the unicorns from Legend. They're not necessarily the same unicorns. It's more so, oh my god, there's a unicorn. I'm having flashbacks to when the last time I saw a unicorn. And that's the idea. Now, there is the story that, yes, the Eldorian has traveled through different fictional multiverses. He did at one point go to that world and came across Amalthea. And I don't know where exactly in the timeline, but they have crossed paths in previously. But he just saw her more as like, oh, you know, I've seen your kind before. You know, I've dealt with it, and, you know, you guys are some of the most beautiful creatures on the planet. So they have had a history, a very just, you know, friendly friendship. Nothing more. Friendship is magic, I guess you could say. But that did happen in a previous timeline. So that they're not really fully connected. Like the unicorn in Legend is not the same as the one in the Last Unicorn. It's not Amalthea, but it's just more of just the flashbacks to it all. Surprised Crichton never continued the Raptors on the mainland plot. Yeah, I know. There was some stuff there that just didn't make sense. I love the Never Ending Story movies more than the book. I've never read the book, Never Ending Story. I'll say this. Part of me indeed wants to cover the first movie and the second one. I actually don't mind the second one. I watched it again recently. The best way I can describe the Never Ending Story 2, the next chapter, it's kind of like, in terms of like quality and tone, like Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. Down to the opening credits, just I was watching the opening credits, have it all in space, and I'm like, this isn't Never Ending Story. This is fucking Star Trek. What's going on here? So there's that. Last question. Would you ever think to watch if there was a Alec Baldwin Dobbs Thomas existed? Probably not. Carlin is where I'm going to stick at. They're from different interfaces. Yeah. I have COG 76 in 2005 on DVD. For the 2005 film, it's an extended version. Awesome. Get the Ultimate Edition Blu-ray. The quality's great, and it comes with all the bonus features. Do you think sometimes fan films are better than actual films? Yes. Prime example. I'm going to make the bet. I want to make a little challenge for my audience right now. So the new Indiana Jones movie is coming out. It doesn't look good at all. I bet y'all are going to go over to a poster of Crystal Skull and say, we're sorry. We are so sorry. We thought it couldn't get worse. But I'm going to make a bit of a challenge. It's a fun contest. There's no grand prize. There's no showing one off. But let's test Disney's Indiana Jones film against mine. I want all of you guys to go check out, before you see the new one, go watch my Indiana Jones short film. Then go see Dial of Destiny. And when you bring up your thoughts, you can either say, that movie wasn't too bad, or whatever your opinions are, or if you think it's bad and you look at the difference in comparison, you're going to be like, yeah, BigJackFilms short film was better than this. Spend your money on that. It's just a fun game, a fun challenge. Nothing against Lucasfilm, nothing against Disney, but let's have a little contest when the movie comes out. We'll test mine against theirs. Who respected Indiana Jones more? So there you go. Go at it. Go, my pretties, fly. And there's a challenge for you when you go see the new indie film. I wish Muldoon lived so he was cool. Novel and Recipe Pop Pig. Yeah, he died pretty close after Jurassic Park came out. Okay. They keep using the raft scene in Dominion with Terry creeping around the river as Owen and stuff from the... Yeah, I know. There's a lot of stuff from those movies that was cut. Fallen Kingdom had so much stuff cut from its release. What are your ideas for season 3 of Yashahime? That's a good question, actually, Adrian. I haven't watched it all the way through, but here's what I would like to see for the future of the franchise. Koga needs to be more prominent. How do you have him be essentially Moroha's godfather? and never bring him up in the show. You need to follow up on that. And before you follow up on that, we need a fifth movie. We need a fifth Inuyasha movie that settles the rivalry between Inuyasha and Koga, much like the third film settled the rivalry between Inuyasha and Sesshomaru. I think Koga needs to appear in one of the films. Have that be the setup for when you go back to Yashahime and you bring Koga in. And have the dynamic between him and Moroha that, Koga was a surrogate father for her. And I think that is an important plot line that should be explored, because that 15th episode of the first season did kind of go all Revenge of the Sith at the end, where there's a big betrayal and the children have to be separated. I think ultimately what needs to happen. I saw your Indiana Jones fan film and I thought it was awesome. Good job. Thank you so much, Dean. I have the Steelbook of Kong 05. It has everything. Yeah, it's a great box set. Is there a movie you hate but everyone else loves? The Matrix. I fucking hate those movies. Fuck The Matrix. Fuck them all. Not a fan. Challenge accepted. Let's the hunt and choose whose Indiana Jones is better. Thank you so much, Starman. There you go. Go, my children. Go, my people. Go and watch Indiana Jones. Give them hell. What are your thoughts on Seshrin? I don't care. It's another pointless set of drama, and there are things to back it up that I think a lot of people overlook. And it's really the people who bitched about it are the ones who are mad because Daddy Sesshomaru picked a gal, and it wasn't you. There's my take on it. I'm about to roast y'all asses. Okay, we'll get to that someday. We'll talk about that controversy at some point. How long did it take you to make Indiana Jones fan film? Good question. And I think we're going to answer just a few more, and then I'm actually going to take off soon. Indiana Jones and the Raider of the King's Tomb took a total of 7 days to shoot. We shot that in 7 days. That's crazy. Assembling it took maybe about a day or two. And then the special effects took maybe about a month to complete. It was a really fun thing to do. Very simple, very short. And I really liked making it. That I want to do more short films like that. That kind of stuff's really fun, because you can get it done quick, easy, and get something really nice out. So for sure, that took about maybe a month and a half to make. I mean, script-wise, make it about 2 or 3 months. Let's see here. Do you still talk about actresses who played Anne in your Kong movie? I have. I actually have reached out to Silvana recently, and she's doing really well. She's with her kids, having a really, enjoying her life and so on. Same thing with Brett, looking after his son. And I haven't heard from Jake in a bit. Brad and I hang out still. Evan's actually in the States now. He's now lived there. He's got an amazing girl he's with. But a lot of the people who have worked on, that's one of the reasons why I'll say this. Captain Roth was actually Evan's final bow on our show, because he did move to the States and he's having a really good time in his life. And it was just good to get him back for one last hurrah on our channel. So, kudos to him. Great guy. Really appreciated him coming in for that. So yeah, I can confirm also. Okay, confirmed deaths in Ready Player One Part 3. Professor Pork Dexter, dead. Captain Roth, dead. I think that's really about the ones that just died. Those were the 2 big deaths in Ready Player One Part 3. I think you should start a mob when you said you hate them. I think you started a mob. Yeah, bring on the agents. I'll take them all on like Keanu Reeves. Us Canadians know how to kick ass. But you know what? There's some stuff in there that's cool, but I just think the writing is just garbage. It's absolute horseshit. What movie do you like but everybody else hates? Oh, I can answer this. Batman and Robin, love that. It flips here and there. The Phantom Menace, that's another one I like but everybody hates. A lot of obscure anime movies. I like The Magic Voyage. I like Felix the Cat the movie. I like Gumby the movie. I like shit like that. There's my take. I like the Turbo Power Rangers movie. I like a lot of that kind of stuff, so it's fair game. I think I like more bad movies than good, so there's that. Ever tried exotic foods? No, I have not. Have you been planning to do, I've been planning to do the Kong fan film since 2021. Really looking forward to see what you do, man. What's the in-universe history of the King's Tomb? It's sort of its own pocket universe where I think I would say is that The idea is that the temple that they go to in the Amazon is actually an abandoned mine. That's why you have all those structures. It's an abandoned mining facility. And it was abandoned for a very long time. And then basically the Infinity Gauntlet was put there in some sort of time warp thing. It was just there. And it had been known to a lot of people, especially Loki. He had been traveling the multiverses to try to find another variant of the Gauntlet, but he was hired by Gablor to find it. So when all these codes came up, they kept track of that, and I had accidentally sent Laura and Indy, not intentionally, mind you. I thought I was getting the King's Gauntlet, but it turned out it was a trap by the villains to lead them to the Gauntlet. It was all about leading them there so that they can grab the Gauntlet, take off, give it to Gablor, and that was Gablor's first attempt at trying to grab a MacGuffin that could probably secure his mortality. So there's sort of the background of the Gauntlet. Now, Indy and Laura did come from their respective timelines and universes, so they ended up going back afterwards. So there's that. All right, let's see here. Cat in the Hat. Yeah, there's some moments it's funny, but then there's moments it's really bad. If you remember, I was making a King Kong parody. Kid Kong would be okay if I used your likeness character as a running gag. Yeah, sure. In fact, if you want a cameo, just hit me up. Let's see here. Have you thought about doing a stop motion for of a moment of the book as a short? Jurassic Park? No, but I do want to get back into stop motion at some point. Let's see here. What's your influences, inspirations to the Dark One for your videos in terms of personality and characters? Okay, this is probably going to be the last question, and then we're going to call it a night because I do actually have to get going. I got a text from somebody I have to get started on setting up. So Gablor's influences come from many sources. His form is just a couple things. Definitely Darkness from Legend, Sauron, all these ancient Dark Lords, which I always liked. But the thing is with a lot of these Dark Lords, they don't really have much of a personality. I want to give this character depth and personality. A lot of it was based on, because a lot of the battle footage you saw was from those old cosplay war videos I used to do on my old channel. And what happened was that my friend Thomas had come up with this character. He came up with the voice, and we started coming up with the concept of this character like 10 years ago. And ultimately, it started coming into play during season 3. But one of the biggest influences was there's a bit of personal stuff in my life I won't get into that was very much a heavy influence in terms of just, creating this character. And in a way, it's me fighting that. If you guys have seen the movie Sucker Punch by Zack Snyder, which is one of his best movies, you'll know what I'm talking about in terms of just structure and how I represent it. But I'll say this: the whole thing with like the scientist named Dr. Gabor and stuff, who actually goes in and it's clear he is Gablor in human form. The idea is that we're gonna actually write a scene that's really funny. We're going to basically make it where he starts to remember who he was in terms of just realizing he's an evil entity. A lot of it also comes from Naraku as a main source, but we're going to take a scene. If you guys remember, do you guys remember that movie Nostalgia Critic covered My Pet Monster? My Pet Monster, the ending is so creepy where this professor goes up to this Pazuzu statue and he's like, "Why was I not chosen? It was I who found you, who restored you to your rightful throne." And then the Pazuzu statue starts glowing eyes, and he's like, "Ah!" It's almost like he lets the evil entity consume him. We're gonna kind of do that with the actor we got. But the funniest part is, this is what makes it really funny as a reference to the My Pet Monster movie. Because that movie turned out was shot in Toronto. And that scene was shot at the ROM, the Royal Ontario Museum. So we might go to the exact same spot they shot that ending and film that. And I think as a homage to anybody who knows that movie, they're going to laugh their asses off. They're like, did you seriously go all the way to the same location they shot the ending for My Pet Monster and do a shot for shot? I would be like, yes. That's where it's at. So I think that's a great question, Toon King. I'll get more into it later on, but there's sort of the origins of the character and where he was influenced from. But I just want to say, I think that's where we're going to call it for a day. thank you guys so much for coming in for this live stream. It was wonderful to have you guys here. We're going to come back to these. I think just the gifts, these wonderful gifts, have been very invigorating for me because I've been going through a bit lately this week. So I do appreciate it. Don't forget, if you want to send us stuff, our address, BigJackFilms, P.O. Box 326, Queensville L0G100 in the description. You can support us on Patreon. Just $1 more will get you early access to all of our content as well as other special features. Donate $5. You can do it opening night. Over 100 Big Jack Films review down the line. You can send us, gifts and donations here. Send us movies here. Like, comment, subscribe, share our content. We want to get part 3 up to 8,000 views. If you guys can do that for me, I appreciate it. Go watch it multiple times. Keep our algorithm up. You guys are the reason I still do what I do, and there are no words to say how much I appreciate you guys sticking around. And we'll see you guys later. We got more videos coming in, and I gotta actually go wait for my cast and crew because we're gonna start filming stuff for Jurassic Park today, the next 2 days. So we'll keep you posted on the production. We'll keep you posted on what we're doing. But yep, season 8 is going on right now, and we'll keep you guys updated. We'll have more stuff coming in, bloopers, behind the scenes stuff, and so on. So until the next video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. This is Big Jack Film signing off, and also thank you guys so much for the super chats. It goes towards funding our projects, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.